Uh, Let me tell you a little story. I'm a traditional artist. I don't do art digitally normally. So it was a strange thing to go back to digital. Let me tell you something. In my childhood, I always wanted to be a digital artist, but the software and hardware was far too expensive, so I never had a chance to do it. As I got to work and received my own money, I thought about investing into a graphic tablet. The thing is, I didn't want a normal one. I wanted something with a monitor, like a second display. But not having the money to pay something like 1,000 euros, which was or is, I don't really know, the normal price for the Wacom tablet with the as a second display. I was really disappointed to find out that my dream possibly will never come true, because I hate paying much money. And if I do not see a cheap way around that, I will not invest that money. Luckily, last year was the year of Huion. I don't know if you know Huion. It's one of those Chinese cheap tablet creators that really sat on wall with Wacom. I have a Wacom tablet that is not on display, so I drew digitally. I also drew my view. So I was totally into this stuff. But even the Huion one with the display was 400 or 300 euros or something like that. And I thought to myself, that can't be. That is not going to make me happy. So I saw the X-Pen Artist 12. 12 is the diameter of the display, and I was in shock, because the amount of money you are going to pay is horrendously low. I paid 190 euros. That is extremely nothing. And right now you're watching some Speedpaints I did with it, and you can clearly see I use a program that is not free. It is ArtRage 4. There is an ArtRage 5 out, but I have no money to pay it. And Krita. I use Krita mostly for the pixel art and for the more realistic stuff and arty stuff, crazy stuff. I use ArtRage. So you see streams that are basically released already as a speed paint. Look over of what is going to what you can do with a tablet. And I'm going to talk a bit about this tablet. And the first thing is, oh my god, is this cheap? In a good way. You don't pay much money. You don't pay much money for something that is so incredibly awesome. I'm not paid, by the way. I bought it with my own money. And first thing first is the second display. So you need a HDMI output on your laptop or on your PC. I use my laptop because my laptop has a HDMI out micro. I don't know what the difference. I think it was micro. So I had to use an adapter. That is more or less €5 more on that. And if your USB port is not powerful enough, also need to buy a converter, USB to socket, power socket thing. I don't know, it's charger, a phone charger basically. You put your USB cable into to charge your phone. I mean, everybody has that, so that is no excuse. Luckily, I didn't need to. I only needed the display to be in the USB port and in the HDMI port. So it can work, it cannot. In the package itself, there is a converter for something for the Mac. I'm not an Apple user. I don't know what this port thing, whatever cable is called. If you want to know, you could look up, but basically there is something converting if you have a Mac and don't use B. I don't know. I use this thing now for over 20-30 hours. Could be even more, I didn't count. It's basically roughly around that time. And I have to say there is one big flaw about this tablet, and that is the screen. Not that the screen is terrible, it is tolerable and I really love it, but you see every single scratch. And you will make scratches because you have to push the pen really hard into the screen. It's not very sensitive, but you can kind of twist and tweak the options. So if you really want to make it a bit easier, you can do that, but I personally don't want, because I like pressing the pen a bit more. The thing with the scratches though is kind of disappointing, but to be honest, that is something you have to live with. It's on the phones, it's on normal tablets, it's really happening everywhere, and you can only stop from happening if you have a foil or something. And I don't know if a foil is good, because I have the feeling it won't work anymore. It is working via magnetic or induction. I don't really know, but my laptop has a magnet, has two magnets. It's to if you shut it down, close it up, it shuts down automatically because the magnets are in contact. So I put the display on my laptop, and basically on the spot where the magnet is, you couldn't draw anymore. So that is the way I found out how this works. I kind of didn't thought about how it would work, but it's really interesting. The thing has a scroll bar, by the way, and 4 buttons you can use, and a second row of 4 buttons, and the scroll bar thing to use. You can set it up as you want. There's an software you can download. You should download, by the way, to make it easier. The biggest question I think you have to ask yourself, if you really want to know if this tablet is for you, do I want to be mobile? I have the feeling, because I'm using it on the go as a mobile alternative to my beautiful Wacom tablet that has some real issues right now. I think you could pay also the whole now traditional iPad Pro with the pen and stuff like that. I don't know how much money that is. 300, 400, 500 euros? I don't know. This thing cost me 195. I can take it into my backpack besides my laptop. It is the same size as my laptop. I put in the cable. I don't need a power cord. I have the pen, I have the nibs, I have everything I need, and I'm on the go. I mean, yes, it's a big setup, but if you really want to draw, who cares? But if you are someone that is more on the go, says, I want to be quick, I want to take out my drawing utensils and draw, then maybe you should stay with the iPad Pro variation, or traditional, which is the more easy way to draw. So yeah, I personally can highly suggest this thing. It is working properly. There is no driver issues. I had some with my Wacom tablet. I had a lot with my Wacom tablet. So if you search for something as a start for diving into the Wacom 1000 whatever big screen things, you can totally use that. They have different sizes, and I don't even know if the Europe prices are the same as the American prices or the whatever price. I don't know who's this watching this. One thing I just want to say, it is amazing, and if you have the chance to try it out to see if you're really into traditional, use that. I would never suggest buying a tablet that is more expensive than 200 euros. This is far too much money for something you probably are not really sure if you want to do. If you're really sure you're going to do that for a long time, you're definitely going for the high, expensive, big screen ones. But if you don't know, you can stay with the artist. The XP Pen Artist series, it is amazing. So far as I use it, I'm just happy. The only issue I have is that my laptop is not powerful enough to stream it on a full resolution and draw on it. So every video you see in the background is more or less like a non-full screen, full HDMI, HD, whatever, 1080p thing. I hope that helped you. If you have some questions, leave it in the comments. I'd be happy to answer anything. And see you next time. Also watch some videos. I have some beautiful speed paints on some Christmas cards. See ya. Bye bye.